Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Hey, hey. Hi, hi. I always feel like I'm just showing you my boobs. Hi, hi. Welcome. Okay, just letting everybody in. Welcome to Fat Yogi Flow at 4 o'clock. So today is going to be like a Vinyasa class. So keeping in mind that you can always rest, you can always come to child's pose, tapping into the breath. So if you ever feel like it's just a little bit too much, just do that. So check in with yourself constantly during this class. Make sure you have some water, blocks, bolster. This is a class where we hopefully will be sweating a little bit. So check in with yourself and like get those things ready if you don't already have them. So blocks, bolster, water, get it all going here. If you've got it, go ahead and get yourself set up. If you don't have a bolster, but you have like a couple pillows or a blanket, find a seated pose. We'll begin in seated. Actually, no, we aren't going to begin in seated. We're going to begin on our backs because we're going to start with abs today. I know you're super excited. So let's start on our backs. Sorry. Starting on our backs, bending our knees, feet flat on the earth, and just letting your shoulders kind of coming away from the ears. And we'll begin to tap into the breath and just feel into our bodies at this beginning time. So go ahead and check in here. So if you're on your back, check in with the toes, check in with the ankles, the calves, the shins. I'm going to probably be up and down a little bit. There's about 3 more people who had signed up for the class. So if they pop in, I want to be able to let them in. So here on our backs, give our eyes a close or have a super soft gaze. And let's just keep going up the body. So check in with your knees, maybe give a wiggle, check in with your thighs, give a flex. If your eyes popped open, close them or going back into that gaze. Flex your belly, send some love there, like, hey belly, I love you so much. Relax those shoulders, flexing maybe muscles in the arms, relaxing anything that has some tension right now, like flex and then relax. Just to kind of release any of the tension before we get started. And then begin to seal your lips and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, finding that ujjayi breath. So as we inhale, begin to sip in the air and lengthen the breath. We breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And the breath gets a little bit longer and it fills up the belly. And then exhale, let it go really slow out of your body. And as we move through some of this breathing here, let's tap into the breath together. So as we breathe, let's take a couple rounds together. So as we inhale through the nose, take a deep inhale, and then exhale through the nose, and then inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. So those inhales and exhales, find that rhythm. So it might be 4, that's the magic number for you, so tap into it. Maybe 5 is the magic number, so you go there. Maybe 6 is the magic number, so you go there. Try out a few different rounds here and see what feels the best. And once you find that breath that feels like this is my magic breath, go ahead and tap into this intention. This is the intention I want to offer for you. It is, I am in alignment. So as we inhale, think I am, and then exhale, think in alignment. So this can go in lots of different directions. It can be in the present, in the focus of the practice today, focusing on aligning in the postures. I'll give lots of cues to talk about aligning our hips and our shoulders and all the different parts of our body, our back body, side bodies, just so you can feel the posture as it was intended. But alignment can also work in lots of other ways. So it might be like aligning with like the moon cycle. It might be aligning with the things you want in your life. It might be aligning with another person. So I am in alignment can kind of go in whatever direction you need it to go in. So if there's something that's coming up for you that is like, oh, this applies, maybe lean into that thought. So as we inhale, we think I am, and then exhale, think in alignment. Inhale, I am, exhale, in alignment. And let's just take a couple more rounds of breath here, feeling into that intention and letting it just kind of sink in for the practice. On that next exhale, go ahead and open your eyes and bring your hands behind your head, weaving your fingers together, engaging your core, pressing your feet into the mat, and then lifting up your chest, finding that crunch, and then exhaling again as you lift and then lower. Exhale as you lift and lower for 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower back down. You can wiggle your knees side to side. Let that low back find some alignment, and then lift up your heels and come into almost like you're sitting in a chair. So you can flex or point the toes, engage your core, lift your head up, chin is away from the chest. Exhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and set your feet down, rock your knees side to side. Now you can stay here where your feet are on the ground, or you can raise your legs all the way up to the sky. Up to you. Bring your hands so that the palms are facing each other and extend them out in front of you. So your legs could be looking like this, hands could be looking like this. Now you can go into any version we've already done, so knees bent or feet flat on the earth. But the difference is your arms are right directly in front of you. And as you lift up, your arms go towards the ceiling, not towards your knees. So we're lifting up, okay? So as we exhale, we lift, lower down for 9, and then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower your feet back down, rock your knees side to side. Take a deep inhale, exhale, let it all release, and then let's flip onto the belly. And both of your forearms come to the mat, and you can wiggle your bum a little bit here. Just let that low back release, and then bring your hands so that they are right next to your chest, and then point your toes, and then just gently lift up your hands so that they're hovering. Relax your neck, point your toes, squeeze your bum, squeeze your core, and then begin to lift the chest up, lift your toes up. You're hovering your hands. They're just kind of floating with your chest. You're not lifting up your chest with your hands. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then exhale, come all the way back down. Wiggle your bum. Take a deep inhale here. Don't swallow a bug like I just did. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay, come back to center. Bring both of your hands by your sides and then deep inhale and then exhale. Lift up again. Cough up all the bug bits you just swallowed. Oh my God. I don't know the last time I swallowed a bug, but it wasn't pleasant then either. Go ahead and lower your hands back down. Extend your arms out in front of you. Relax your neck. Oh, you're like, my yoga teacher swallowed a bug today. Awesome. Relax your neck. That's what I get for breathing through my mouth. You know what? That's another reason why you always need to be tapping into that ujjayi breath. Relax your neck, extend your arms, let it hover, lift up your legs, lift up your toes, and then just flutter up, down, up, down, up, down. We're swimming and we're breathing. Squeeze your bum, squeeze your core. Everything is on here. Go ahead and lower back down, wiggle your hips. Take a deep inhale and exhale. I need to cover my mouth when I do this. And then take a deep inhale. On that exhale, we lift up, we hover, we're fluttering, we're swimming. Swim, 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 swim. And then exhale, lower back down, wiggle the hips. Bring your hands by your sides, bend your knees as you push yourself all the way up into tabletop. Option to use blocks here, if that's the case. Grab those, have them ready. You can take a sip of water if you'd like. If you swallowed a bug, I highly recommend it. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Swallowing bugs. All right, you know, like I got this scrunchie from a friend and it is losing its shape, but it's so pretty and I feel bad, but it's been so long since I've had a scrunchie that I'm like, is this what scrunchies do? Bring your hands to blocks if you'd like. Find your cat-cow. So inhale, we allow the belly to drop, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back, round the spine, round the shoulders. Inhale, find cow. Exhale, find cat. So just kind of roll through a couple more rounds of breath here. And then come back to center. We tuck our toes, lift our hips, and press into the hands and find our downward facing dog. So begin to walk your dog or maybe swish your hips. Find just a little bit of movement here in your dog. You can be playful with it. Hands can be on blocks or on the mat, whichever feels good. Relax your shoulders. Shoulders tend to be up by ears, so set them down. Really push your booty back. And then on that next exhale, begin to walk your hands or your feet into your hands and find a forward fold. So bring your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Bend your knees. It's almost like your knees go like this, and then the belly hangs, and then you can straighten your legs. So relax your chin to chest, and you can kind of bend one knee, then the other. Go into your forward fold. And then slowly begin to rise up all the way to standing. And then just shake it out and feel good here. So let's tap into our mountain posture. So mountain is a standing yoga posture. Arms come out to the sides. Feet are pressed into the earth. And you're like, how do I press my feet into the earth? So think about if all four corners of your feet are touching the mat, and then slightly bend your knees, tuck your pelvis, shoulders down and back, hands out to the sides, and maybe tuck your chin. That way you're in alignment, proper alignment. You could even close your eyes here, really trust your body. You have that grounded feeling in your feet, and it moves all the way up your body because you're in alignment. And then open your eyes and be like, I'm still standing. It's pretty cool, right? So as we inhale, circle our arms all the way up. Exhale, we fold all the way back down. Find a forward fold. Inhale, we rise and find our half lift. Exhale, we plant our hands on the blocks, step our feet back, find our plank, maybe knees or toes, whatever feels good here. Lower down an inch or all the way. Inhale, we come up and find upward facing dog. Exhale, we tuck our toes, bend our knees, and shift our weight back. And maybe this is our down dog, where our hands are just extended, and we just turn on our arms, like flexing the arms. But if you'd like to go full down dog, go ahead and lift your hips up, straighten your legs, and relax your shoulders, engage your core, really stick that booty back, and take some deep breaths here. Bring your left foot to the middle of the mat, right foot comes up, and then go ahead and step it through. It might land halfway, so set your back knee down, and then move your front foot to the front. So right foot is kind of like between where your blocks or your hands would go. Lift up off the back foot, and then slowly begin to rise, finding your crescent lunge with legs, hands to hips here. So let's focus on alignment. Entire foot is pressing into the mat here. We're squeezing our bum, we're squeezing everything, engaging our core, and then we add our arms. Arms come up into the sky, shoulders away from ears. Spread your fingers. Focus on a point on the wall because you definitely are balancing here. And then exhale, we bring our hands all the way back down to the mat or to our blocks. Set our back knee down, swing around our right leg. And then find your plank, lower down an inch or all the way. Inhale, we come up and find our upward facing dog. Exhale, we tuck our toes, shift our hips back, and then press into the toes to lift, or we stay there for our downward facing dog. Both are good. Whatever you decide to do is awesome. Take some deep breaths here. Plant right foot to the middle of the mat, left foot comes up, and then swing that left foot through. Set your back knee down, and then left foot comes to the front of the mat, and then lift up off the back knee, finding your crescent lunge other side. Really feel grounded here before you even rise up, pressing all four corners of your foot and your toes into the mat. Both hips are facing forward, finding that correct alignment. Both hips are like the same height here. And then engage your core, engage your butt, your pelvic floor. Everything is like crushed together. Not crushed, that's the wrong word. Squeezing together. And then add your arms up to the sky. Spread your fingers. Everything is on. Your biceps, triceps, forearms. Feel your muscles here. And then exhale, we bring our hands all the way down to the blocks. Set our knee down, back knee down. Swing around that left foot. Find your plank. Lower down for chaturanga. Inhale, we come up for upward facing dog. Exhale, let's find child's pose. So knees open wide, toes touch, arms come out in front. I like to be on forearms in child's pose, but if you'd like your forehead to the mat, that's fine too. Wherever you're at is good. And then here's a great place to take a sip of water too. So if you're checking in with yourself, take a sip of water or be in child's pose. Take some deep breaths here. So just feel into this. And then go ahead and push into your hands and keep your knees wide. You can bring your hands to your blocks if you're using blocks, or keep them on the mat. But let's find some child's pose push-ups. Maybe this is something you've done or maybe never done before. I did them with somebody earlier this week and they were like, these are amazing. So your hips are back, your hands are out forward. We lean forward, knees stayed open wide, and then we lower down like an inch or halfway, push ourselves up, and then push back. And then we come forward again, come down, push ourselves up, and then push back. And we do this for 10 times. This is for 7, push back. For 6, go down, push back. And for 5, the nice thing about these types of push-ups is that there's kind of a break. You know, you like pushing, you're working your muscles out, but you're not like overworking. For 4, and push back. And for 3, you just kind of go at your own pace. So if you didn't quite finish 10, totally fine. For 2, and this is the last one. And then go ahead and bring your knees in. Plant your hands on the blocks if they aren't already, or if you aren't using blocks, then on the mat. And then choose lifting your hips, finding your downward facing dog, or extending your arms and being in that version of down dog. So taking some deep breaths here, feeling into the stretch. Take your left foot to the middle of the mat, right foot comes up, and then notice if your hip is opening up, like flopping open, or if your hip is staying hip height. So try to keep it hip height here, and then swing that foot through, set your back knee down, front foot comes to the front. Lift up off the back knee and find that crescent again. We're gonna be crescent, amazing yogis at the end of this. So feel into this crescent, engage your core, squeeze everything together, add your arms, feel strong in your crescent. Bring your hands to your hips, set that back left heel down, and open up to the side to find your warrior two legs. And just notice the hip. A lot of times that left hip will be fast, so bring it back to alignment, and then press into that lunge, finding the warrior two that feels right for you. Then lift your chest, engage your core, squeeze everything. Like I'm squeezing it, but you can't see it. So just internally feel that squeeze in your muscles. Add your arms, shoulders are squeezing together. Arms are reaching, like you're trying to get to the opposite ends of the room. Feel strong. And then circle your arms all the way down to the mat. And then allow that left knee to come to the mat. And then right leg swings around. And let's cycle through a vinyasa here. So this move, chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog is called vinyasa. So there's where that vinyasa term comes from. You're like, oh. So feel into the stretch. Take some deep breaths here. You can also be in child's pose when we're doing down dog. So pick your version. We meet back in down dog. Bring your right foot to the middle of the mat. Left foot comes up, noticing your hip alignment here. Left hip comes down. Bend your knee, step your left foot forward. You set your back knee down. Front foot moves to the front, and then lift up off that back knee, finding the crescent lunge other side. So bend that knee, engage your core, squeeze everything together, and then add your arms. Spread your fingers, feel strong in this posture. And then bring your hands to hips, set your back heel down, open up, find your warrior two. Your right hip will be fast, most likely. Adjust. Just move the hips to bring down that right hip, and then open up that left hip. Allow your arms to come out to the sides. You're reaching towards both sides of the rooms. You feel your whole arm on. Biceps, triceps, forearms, everything is on here. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale. Bring your both hands down to the blocks. Allow that back knee to come down. Swing around that left foot. Set yourself up for your plank, and then lower down for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, child's pose. So sit back in child's pose. Oops. Or you can grab a sip of water. Whatever feels good here. Take some deep breaths. Feel into your posture. And we'll go back into those child's pose push-ups again. So if you want, you can move the blocks out of the way, or if your hands are on the mat, go ahead and come up, lower down for your child's pose push-ups, lean back, and then come up for 2, and then lower down, and I guess we're doing 7 after this. We should count down to 50, and then 6, And then 5, I guess it's like this psychology thing, like people don't like to count up when they're doing hard things. For 4, and for 3, leaning back. For 2, and then this is the last one, woohoo! Go ahead and set yourself up. Bring your hands to your blocks if you'd like, and let's find that down dog again. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, find that down dog. Feel good in the dog. Feel good in the dog. Shoulders away from ears, engage your core. Really stick that booty out. Stick it out. Bring your left foot to the middle of the mat, right foot comes up, and then step it through. Put your back knee down, front foot moves to the front. Let's find that crescent, lift up. We're gonna be like the best crescent people, crescent yogi practitioners ever. I don't know what the word is here. Hands to hips. Go ahead and just plant those feet down. Focus on that. Shoulders away from ears. Engage your core. Squeeze your bum. Squeeze everything. Sit lower in that lunge. Add your arms. And then bring hands to hips. Open up. Find your warrior 2. Fix your hips. Find that alignment. Inhale, I am. Exhale, in alignment. Add your arms. Be strong here. Bend that right arm at a 90-degree. Shift your torso. Find extended side angle. Feel really strong here. You can also bring your hand down to the floor with a block for some leverage, opening up your chest. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, we come back to warrior 2. And then circle the arms all the way back down. Take that back knee down. Swing around the right leg. Find your vinyasa. So find your plank. Lower down for your chaturanga. Inhale, we come up for upward facing dog. Exhale, we find child's pose or downward facing dog. Listen to your body here. What does it say? What does it say you need? A sip of water? Do you need a down dog? So do you feel strong enough? Go for it. This is second side. And then we have one more set. So listen, pace yourself. Bring right foot to the middle. Come back up from your child's pose if you need. Left foot comes up. Swing it through. Back knee comes down. Bring that left foot to the front. Lift up off the back knee. Hands to hips and come all the way up for your crescent. We are the crescent people. We love crescent. Sit strong in your crescent. Add your arms, shoulders away from ears. Spread your fingers. On that next exhale, bring hands to hips. Open up that right hip. Feel that right hip come down in alignment. I am in alignment. And then add your arms, feeling strong in that warrior 2. Bend that left elbow to 90 degrees. Shift your torso. So maybe your forearm comes to your thigh, or maybe your hand comes to the block or the mat. So really opening up here for your extended side angle. On that next exhale, come back to warrior 2. And then circle the arms all the way down. Set your back knee down. Swing around that left foot. Cycle through your vinyasa. So find your chaturanga. Inhale, we come up for upward facing dog. And then let's take your child's pose. Feel within the child's pose, feel good. Knees open wide, toes touch, arms extend out, or you could do any variation like hero's pose or take a sip of water, whatever feels good here. So let's tap back into that intention. I am in alignment. I am in alignment. How is that resonating for you? How are you feeling in that? Okay, come back to the moment. Align your hands for child's pose push-ups. This is the last set. So bring your hands out, come down, and then push back, finding those child pose push-ups for 9, and then 8, leaning back, and 7, feeling good, and 6. You can always go at like half the pace or just hanging out in child's pose for 5, and for 4, and for 3, and 2. This is the last one. We got this. And 1. Go ahead and sit back and then adjust your knees. Bring your blocks to you if you need them. Otherwise, plant your hands, tuck your toes, lift your hips, find your downward facing dog. Feel strong in your dog. Bring that left foot to the middle of the mat. Right foot comes up. Swing it through. Set that back knee down. Move that front foot to the front. Lift up off the back knee. And really get strong and grounded here before you even lift up. And then bring your hands to hips. Settle here. Find that strength, that grip, that everything squeezing together. And then add your arms. Hands to hips. Set that back heel down. Open up your hips to the left. Feel strong. That left hip comes down. Open up your arms. Feeling strong in that warrior 2. Look over that right shoulder. And then inhale, set that back left arm down. Right arm comes up and over. And then exhale, we bend the right arm and find extended side angle. Feel strong in this. You can bring that right hand all the way to the mat or to a block if you'd like. Opening up the chest. And then on that next exhale, we come back to warrior 2. And then circle your arms all the way back down. Go ahead and set your back knee down. And then that right leg swings around. And we find our vinyasa. Lower down for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, child's pose or downward facing dog. So you pick. Your down dog might look like this. Remember, you can always take it on knees and just like engage your arms. Take some deep breaths here. We meet in down dog. Bring your right foot to the middle of the mat. Left foot comes up. Go ahead and swing it through. Put that back knee down. Move that left foot to the front and then lift up off your back knee. Get grounded here. Then lift up all the way. Hands to hips. Settle in this. Engage everything and then add your arms. Feel strong in this crescent. This is your last one. We got this. Hands to hips. Open up that right hip. Unsasp the right hip. I am in alignment. Feel strong in this warrior 2 legs. Squeezing everything. And then add your arms. Squeeze your arms. They're reaching. You got this. Find your reverse warrior. Lower down that back arm. Left arm comes up and over. You could even straighten that left leg. Oh, glorious stretch. And then exhale. Find that warrior 2. Bend at the elbow of the left arm. And then shift. Finding that extended side angle. Feel strong in your extended side angle. Maybe arm comes down. Opens up the hip a little bit more. And opens up the chest. And then go ahead and come back up to warrior 2. And circle your arms all the way back down. Set your back knee down. Swing around your left leg. Last one. Lower down for chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We got this. Feel strong in your down dog. You are on the cover of Downward Dog magazine. We want to see your best down dog. You're the best at this, so we need to see it. How would it look? You are warmed up, ready to go. Down dog. You're the best down dogger ever. I don't know if that sounded good. It's okay. We're in it. Go ahead and walk your feet to the front of the mat. Find your halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise and circle our arms all the way up to the top. Press our palms together and come back to center. And be like, yes, high five your neighbor. We finished that set. We're awesome. Okay, let's grab something to sit on and let's get spine seated pose. So something, a pillow, a blanket, something comfy. And then bring your feet into a cross-legged position. Grab a sip of water because water is the best, especially when you're practicing yoga. Like you should get tons of water. Even if you aren't like sweating, there's so many parts of yoga that's like detoxifying that you should be drinking tons of water if you practice. All right. Hands come to knees, shoulders away from ears. Close your eyes and just take a deep inhale here. Open mouth, exhale. Let it all go. Deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Right ear to right shoulder. Let's stretch out the neck a little bit. And let's stretch. You could even bring the top of the hand to the base of the spine to stretch even more, or you can just leave it in your lap. Either way is good. And come back up to center. Release your hand. If you went there, left ear to left shoulder, same, other side, top of the hand meets the base of the spine. It's not like you have to do it, but it's there if you want to. I actually prefer to keep my hands in my lap. That sounds so weird. It's like we're in church. Hands in lap. Anyways, go ahead and come back to center. You can even close your eyes here and just find some neck circles. And you can chuckle along with me or just like give me a crazy stare. It's totally fine. And then go ahead and go in the opposite direction. You just feel into those stretches. And then come back to center. Inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, we reach forward and we just find chin to chest in a nice forward fold. Take a deep inhale, we lift the chest. Exhale, maybe we fold a little bit deeper. Finding that ujjayi breath and then tapping back into that intention. I am in alignment. I am in alignment. And on that next exhale, we come all the way back up and let's extend our legs out for this one. And we can kind of remove the fleshy bits from our sit bones and just kind of circle out our ankles. We were in that cross-legged pose and bring your legs out so that they're not like super wide and they're not super narrow. They're just kind of comfortably in front of you. And then inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, leading with the chest, we just hinge forward. And just notice, like if your shoulders are rounded, chin to chest, try to lift up your shoulders, lift up your chin, and then hinge forward. So leading with the chest. Really feeling the stretch in the back of the legs and maybe a little bit in the low back. So finding this nice, easy forward fold. This kind of stretch is so good to do like passively at the end of the night when you're watching TV. You haven't practiced yoga and you're like, oh well, another day without yoga. You could easily just get on the floor or even just extend your legs on the couch and do a nice little forward fold and feel really good. In fact, any of these seated postures you could do that with. And then go ahead and rise all the way back up. And let's bring one leg in. So extend your right leg, left leg comes in, either to your thigh or to your calf. And then take a little semi-turn off to the right. And then come back to center. Inhale, both arms come up. And exhale, we reach for the toes. Maybe we land on the shins or the ankles. Feeling really good here. Take a deep inhale, we lift the chest. Exhale, we fold even more. And then come all the way back up. And switch sides, so extend that left leg, right leg comes in to the calf or to the thigh. Find that little semi-turn off to the left, and then align yourself over that left leg. Flex your foot, inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, we hinge forward, and we find a forward fold. You should feel this in your hip opening, the back of the left leg. There's lots and lots of stretchy vibes that happen in this pose. Seated tree is so good. And then on that next exhale, we come all the way back up, and then both feet come in, finding butterfly. And if your knees aren't this, if your knees are kind of like this, then bring your feet out, and you might notice your knees will kind of open up a little bit more easily. And then you could grab your ankles and just begin to hinge forward, pressing your elbows into your knees. And you'll feel a nice stretch here. And you could even bring your hands out in front, round your shoulders, tuck your chin, and make this more of a passive pose if you'd like. So here we could take a deep breath, lift the chest, exhale, we could fold a little bit more maybe. Just feel into that stretch. And then on that next exhale, we push ourselves all the way back up, and let's extend our legs, finding a wide-legged forward fold. So adjust yourself on your seated pose if you'd like. Like, I don't know what it is, but like my hips are like just kind of like inching themselves off my bolster. So flex both your feet, and I like to just kind of like turn my torso a little bit just to kind of settle my hips into this posture. Bring both hands out in front, and this is kind of like where my hips are at in this moment. So I'm going to try to walk forward and just slowly walk your hands, leading with your chest. The goal here is like to feel the stretch. So if you're feeling it, then you're meeting the goal. And like my right hip is like not feeling it. And that might just be why I'm staying right here. And it's important to like listen to your body, because your body will tell you like, ouch, this hurts. You gotta wait a second. Just because you did it yesterday doesn't mean you can do it today. So just listen. It's always trying to tell you something. And just take some deep breaths here. Maybe even close your eyes. Tap into the feeling of that stretchiness in your legs. Feel into those vibes. Those yogi breath vibes. So tap back into that alignment intention. I am in alignment. And tap back into the breath. On that next exhale, go ahead and push yourself all the way back up. Bring your feet together and just wiggle your knees out in front. And let's move our blocks out of the way if they were there. If you need to take a sip of water before you lay down, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, go ahead and find your back. So once you're on your back, bend your knees, plant your feet. And you can just rock your knees side to side, finding like a windshield wiper action here. Letting your low back kind of find its alignment. And then go ahead and settle, come back to center, extend your right leg, left knee comes into chest, grab behind the left knee with the right hand, and help it all the way over to the right, finding supine twist, extending that left arm out to the side, and then that left leg maybe comes up as we inhale, and then exhale, fold just a little bit deeper. On that next exhale, go ahead and come on down. Left hip meets the mat. And then bring both feet to the mat. Plant your feet, lift your hips, bring them over to the right. Extend your left leg. Right leg comes into chest. Grab behind the right leg and help it over to the left. Finding supine twist other side. Extend that right hand off to the side. And you're looking up to the ceiling. So take a deep inhale, we lift. And actually, I'm going to just adjust my hips a little bit more. And if you need to do that, then do that. There, my back popped. I think that's why my hips were like not happy. My back needed to be popped. So just tap into the breath. Feel within the stretch. And then go ahead and allow that right hip to come all the way down. Then press your feet into the mat. Lift your hips. And just rock your knees side to side one more time. And then go ahead and bring your feet to the outside edges of your mat and just allow your knees to just kind of knock together. And then here we can bring our arms above our head, bending at the elbow, reaching towards your fingertips. Finding broken warrior. So this one is awesome. It stretches the outer hip, feels really good. And then option here, if you'd like to move into happy baby, you know how, then go for it. You can go for happy baby. You just lift your feet into the sky, grab the outside edges of your feet, or you could even try reclined butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees open wide, and just let that low back find like a little bit of an arch. And if this is pinchy on your back, go back to broken warrior. So happy baby or reclined butterfly or broken warrior, wherever you're at is good. Take a deep inhale here, and then exhale. And then come back to center, release wherever you're at. And let's find that perfect Shavasana pose. So maybe it's reclined butterfly, maybe it's broken warrior. Maybe it's that traditional corpse pose with arms extended. Maybe you need a pillow under your head or a blanket for your body. We'll be here for at least 5 minutes. So find something that feels really, really good. And let's settle here. So as you find it, take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Let it go. Really sink into the mat here. Feel strong. Inhale, deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Really, really sink. Flex any muscles you've got and then relax. Flex and release, like taking the tension out wherever you need to. So starting with your legs, your hips, your booty, your pelvic floor even, your arms, your shoulders. Move all the way up your body. And then relax your neck, relax your jaw, your forehead, your ears, your eyeballs, all the different places we like to hold tension. Let it all go. We'll spend the next couple minutes in silence, trying to just clear our minds. So as we sit here in our Shavasana, things will come up. Just label them later and like you're going to get to them, just not right now. And then if you need a focus, imagine your favorite color. And as you inhale, it lightens. And as you exhale, it darkens. So enjoy the next few minutes of your Shavasana in silence. Tap back into the breath. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Wiggle fingers and toes. Circle out wrists and ankles. Bring both arms overhead for a full body stretch. Let it feel sweet. Roll over onto one side. Push yourself up and find a comfortable seated posture. Bring your hands to your heart center. Tuck your chin and close your eyes and just thank yourself for showing up today and working hard and being mindful and tapping into that intention throughout the entire practice. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. The divine light inside of me honors the divine light inside of each and every one of you. Namaste. Thanks so much for practicing with me. I'm sorry you had to witness me swallowing a bug.
That was amazing.
I was like, what is happening?
It gave me a good laugh and I needed that, so thank
Okay,
you.
good. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Hi,
Oh, I
thank
love
you.
your shirt, Angie. That's
Ow.
so good. All right, guys. I will
Thank
see you
you.
later. Love you all.
Hi,
Bye.
thank you.
You're welcome.